Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Boy, we got a big review today, like size-wise. Won't even fit in my review space. I don't think so. So I'm gonna drag out the table and we're gonna sit in the middle of the room and we're gonna talk about it. It's the Hot Toys Superman and Krypto from James Gunn's new Superman movie. Let's get after it. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here is a look at the Hot Toys Superman deluxe package. It says DC Studios Superman and Krypto. This is the MMS S812. Man, they have gotten so many of these things out. 1/6 collectible. You can see it's got a little slip cover here with a embossed Superman S shield. We have Superman and Krypto there on that side. And then Superman and Krypto here on that side. And then here, not a whole lot, because there's just a lot of text. There's a lot of text. Here on the back, we do have a little skyline of Metropolis right here. And then Superman shooting straight up there. Look at all this. Rebel Base, official retail store, secret base, and then Power Gate. That's pretty cool. They put Echo Base, and then all of their official retail stores, Toy Hunters, right there. That's pretty cool. Never seen that before, but I also don't buy a lot of Hot Toys. So let's get the slipcover off. Oh, the Superman is actually typed out, or it's printed there with some silver ink. And then we do have the nice image of David Cornsweat's Superman right there. We do have a book style opening over here. It says, "Look up in the sky." And then we do have the window box here. So we can see a lot of stuff. And then we have that branding right there, Superman and Krypto. So that is it for the package. Let's get this guy opened up out of the package and everything laid out and take a closer look. All right, we're kind of going to go tray by tray because there's a lot of stuff. And this is a very small area. So the very bottom tray is your base. We have the instructions here. We have some little accessories, and we're going to get to all of this. So first of all, I guess let's start with this. This is the display base for Krypto. Let's see here. It looks like this kind of goes in like that. Very simple base, not a lot to it. Clear, clean, out of the way. And I'm assuming this plugs into Krypto. We do have the extra wrist pegs, in case the inevitable, in case they break. We do have the little key that allows you to put this inside of Superman's head to change his eyes around, to move the eyes. So we have that. And then we have the base and a couple of different ways that you can style the base. So first off, if this is how the base comes. It comes in this. This is why the box is so big, is because of this unwieldy base. Now you can remove this piece here if you'd like, and have, just display. You can use this kind of like that and have Superman either stepping over in here or stepping out of here, just so that you can use the base in a different way without seeing the Superman S shield if you'd like. So they do give you that option. Otherwise, you can plug this back in, and we're going to leave that plugged in because I think we're going to use the magnetic arm. So you do have a little slot right here at the top, and you can plug in the magnetic arm like so, and you can magnetize Superman's back right here and have him in like a flight pose. That's probably what we're going to be doing on my shelf. But if you don't want to do that, you have this little piece here that fits down in there and covers that hole up. So that whole piece is now solid in one piece. You do have a little plug here that you can use to plug in the display stand to use in regular or flight mode, if you want to have him hovering there. And if you don't want to, you have this little piece right here that you can plug in and cover that hole up nice and neat. So Hot Toys, as always, thinking of everything. All right, on the next tray, we get the Superman figure himself, which we'll bring out here in just a second. We get the hands, and we do get Krypto. And this Krypto here is really, really nice. I really love the detail on this guy. I have a little shield right here on his cape. His cape is wired and posable, and that looks nice. No other articulation on this guy. He is just a posed piece, and that's fine. That's okay with me. You can see that he is white. He's not blue. That's just the light messing around. But yeah, he does look really nice. I love the detail, the sculpt, that one ear up. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know, I mean, this guy's a troublemaker. He gets into a lot of trouble, and little black paint on his paws, the little hole underneath. And so when he is on the base, this is what we have right here. So we have Krypto on the base. As far as the hands go, he does come with 2 relaxed palms on him in the package. We get 2 gripping hands right here. We get 2 flight hands in flight, which I really like. That's super nice. These hands kind of perplex me a little bit because they're kind of they're sort of like gripping hands, like you would hold like a cell phone if you were to, like, I mean, you know, maybe bending a bar. He comes with nothing to hold, so I don't know why he came with these hands. They are, you know, kind of like maybe like giving a thumbs up or like, hey, look at me. Like you could use it for that, but these hands kind of perplex me. I don't really know why he came with those, unless they planned for an accessory that they later removed. And then of course 2 punchies, because this Superman be punching. So yeah, let's get all this stuff out of the way, clear the vase, clear the table, and bring out the man himself. All right, here is a look at the Hot Toys David Corn Sweat Superman, just standing straight up and down right out of the package. Like Justin's collection always says, no crazy poses, no, you know, crazy like moving him all around. Just give you a head to toe look at Soups here. And I don't know, is this blue light on here too much? Is it messing around with the figure too much to give you an accurate representation of what the character looks like? I have to say, like out of the package, like in hand, the guy feels really, really, really nice. Yeah, he's kind of lightweight. I expected him to feel a little heavier. I'm kind of glad he doesn't, because I think that's going to be great for the magnetic base holding him up, because I don't want it to be too heavy and make the base droop or like maybe tear the suit. But the suit is really nice. It's very lightweight and soft, and it doesn't really feel restrictive at all. It really doesn't like feel like it's like sort of holding him back in the articulation department. You really can articulate this guy, and really get him in some really nice poses. Now, what does that do to the suit over time? How does that wrinkle the suit over time? I'm not sure. But man, just the detail on this is really nice. You can see that the belt is made out of like a more shinier, more plasticky type material, which is really nice and very true to the on-screen suit. Look at that stitching. Like, so the stitches are hit on the side. So you get a really nice clean back. You see where the belt connects in the back, and it's more of those tech lines, which, you know, I get visually they need to be there on film, on screen, because, you know, when you're seeing this movie on the big screen, even if you're not seeing it on IMAX, you know, you want to make sure that you're not just looking at a, you know, straight cloth suit. It just looks a little simple, I guess, they believe to audiences. I don't necessarily need all these tech lines. I am more of a let's be as classic and authentic as possible. But that's just me. They don't bother me. It's kind of that new 52 style of Superman lines, and they don't really bother me. The S on the chest is just absolutely brilliant. It looks so good. It has like this very nice, like, dark shadowing around the edges, which gives it that sort of like leathery look, which I love. You have that again down here on the seam lines on the boots as well. And these are the seamless boots, and they work just as well as one would expect, like even from the film. It's not two pieces, it's one, but they move very well. And I'm digging that. And yeah, this is the cape feels really nice. I haven't really posed the cape yet. Nice raised sort of hard plasticky shield right there. As far as the cape goes, you would probably, yeah, that's a pretty decent wire, but you're really going to need to engage all of the wire, both sides, if you really want to get it like sweeping out. You may even want to use some of the, I think I got it hung on his elbow, use some of the ice base to help pose it when you go to like get this guy into its final pose. But, we'll see. As it stands right now, it doesn't seem to bother me. It seems to be the right thickness of wire, the right gauge, but who knows? Over time, I may feel differently. But yeah, there it is. As far as like how far it stretches outward, yeah, that's a pretty good size cape, and I feel like it's accurate to the screen how far it comes, like just above the ground. I think is great. Now, taking a closer look at that head sculpt, man, this thing is really, really nice. Let me move my light. Let me turn it a little bit because I don't want any blue light on him while we're taking a look at his head. It just looks fantastic. I am always going to be a fan of sculpted hair. I've never had a figure with rooted hair that looks great, and maybe that'll change over time. But right now, I'm digging this sculpted hair. I love the little curl right there. Man, he just looks fantastic to me. It's a home run. It looks like David Cornsweet. It looks really good, especially. I mean, there's just to me, it looks like him in every pose, but like that right there, that's just fantastic. That looking up pose, like, yeah, I don't really see an angle where he doesn't really resemble David Cornsweet. They did such a great job. The hair sculpt is just absolutely fantastic. And that's just looking great. As far as like articulation goes, of course, he can look up about that far. If you engage some of the articulation here and arch his back backwards, you can really get him in that straight on flying pose. I think that's doable. That works for me. Arms can go out to the side, hit that T pose, no problem. Of course, you have some bicep swivel underneath the suit. You have it doesn't feel like a double joint. It feels like a single joint on the arm right there. You do have the hinge and swivel on the hands. You do have, what are we dealing with here underneath as far as the body goes? I don't feel an upper torso separation. I feel just a ball joint at the waist. That's all I feel. As far as like getting an arm, like I know we want to get an arm right over his head. So let's see if we can do that. I'm sure we can. You just want to be careful with the suit and make sure that you're constantly like rotating the suit back as you move the arm up. But I think, right there, you can get an arm above his head. Like I said, you just want to be careful. It's Hot Toys. You don't want to, break the $350 figure, right? You want to play nice. As far as moving the leg forward goes, I think that's about as far forward as I can get it to go before it really is getting hindered right there. The legs can go out about that far, which I feel is more than adequate. It can go back about that far. You do have a very generous hip swivel, no thigh cut, but a hip swivel. The knees are double jointed, so you can go all the way back with the knees. And of course, We've got some swivel and hinge down at the foot. So this thing is really, really nice. I want to bring back in the base, and then let's see how well this guy magnetizes to that base. All right, now let's see if there's a sweet spot. Do I have to go under? Is it the whole back? No, it's really right there at the lower back. And, you know, you can definitely go through the cape if you want to do that. That actually might be helpful when going to display him, as far as, you know, having the cape kick out to the side. Now, depending on your shelf space, that's going to depend on how high you can get this guy, because let me grab a tape measure real quick, because if you're worrying about shelf space with this guy in his flying pose, you're looking at having to clear at least 18 inches on your shelf. Mine's probably going to stay on this base. I'm probably going to move the Skeletron somewhere else and keep him displayed on my base here on this table in the corner for a while. But yeah, let me get him posed and how I think he's going to stay on my base. And yeah, let's do that and we'll go from there. Yep, this figure is pretty much everything I expected it to be. When I first saw the pictures, I said, well, I'm going to wait until I see the movie, because Henry Cavill is my Superman. He always will be. David Corenswet is fantastic as Superman. It's a different Superman than the, you know, Henry Cavill's and Zack Snyder's. This is James Gunn's version, and I love it. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It's emotional. It's funny. It's everything that James Gunn brings to his films. And I love this character. I love his portrayal of it. And this figure represents that wholeheartedly. I don't understand the hands unless he was going to come with something else that I can't think of. And I wish the gauge of wire in the cape was just a little bit thicker to really get some of those wind-blown looks. But other than that, I'm not going to complain. This is a really dope figure. I love the engineering of the magnet on the base. I don't know how well that's going to hold up over time. I guess we'll find out. But nonetheless, I can always put him on the base with the waist grabber and have him flying that way. But this is how the guy is going to go on my shelf for the foreseeable future. I do plan on leaving the hands out so that I can move this guy around and reposition him. And I think I'm going to be playing with him for quite a while and posing him around on my shelf. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. Do you like me doing Hot Toys reviews? I don't do many, but throughout 2026, I will be getting a lot more. I think I've got like 5 on pre-order. So if you like this, let me know in the comments down below, or just like it by liking it, giving it a thumbs up. Let me know if I should do more of these throughout 2026. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please check out our podcast called Across the Toyverse. Comes out wherever you get your fine podcast every 2 weeks. And be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.